Kidcore often gets confused with Decora fashion, so today I want to set the record straight. Hi friends! Thank you so much for being here. I'm cybr.grl and today we will be talking all about Kidcore. If you're new to the world of aesthetics, an aesthetic is basically something very pleasing to look at, a very visual thing. So for example, it can be a single photo or a collection of photos that someone curates, or they carefully select the photos to create a certain mood, a certain feeling, and it's basically like grouping things together. So back in the early 2010s, when I was still in middle school, high school, before I had Enzo, well actually also during the time that I was pregnant with Enzo, because I was in bed the whole time. Edgar, my partner, and I, we stayed in this one tiny little room, and I just stayed in bed the whole time, and I would just scroll through Tumblr, and I would just scroll through Tumblr 24/7 that whole 9 months. Since I was doing online school at the time, because I had Enzo during my last year of high school, so instead of physically going to school, I just did online school. All my friends were in school, so the friends that I made were on Tumblr, and I really got sucked into that whole internet culture. During that time in the early 2010s, I feel like aesthetics really started popping up. It just really started gaining traction, and now in 2020 there's a lot of aesthetics. I don't even know how many are there. I always hear of new ones all the time. And with aesthetics, it doesn't have to be just a social media page. It can also deal with many other things like interior design, decor, music, even food can have a certain aesthetic. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know how many times I said aesthetic already in this video. I'm so sorry. But yeah, to put it simply, an aesthetic is like a certain theme. And I asked my friends on Facebook about their thoughts on aesthetics, and my friend Elian gave a really good example. So for example, when you think of vampires, a lot of things come to mind: coffins, fangs, blood, Dracula, red eyes, pale skin, pale, not white or light, Victorian clothing, bats, fancy wine glasses, castles. Only one of those things relates to fashion, but they're all part of the vampire aesthetic. Some aesthetics that have been trending lately are things like cottagecore, dark academia. A new one that I've heard of is Sanrio core. But the aesthetic that we'll be focusing on today is Kidcore. Kidcore! Hey! I only really found out about Kidcore last year, because whenever I'd post a Decora outfit on my Tumblr, I would sometimes get comments saying OMG, Kidcore. But then I was really confused because I had no idea what that was. But I'd still say thank you back. So I did a little Googling and I looked into what Kidcore was, and I actually really liked it. It really started growing on me. So Kidcore is an aesthetic that focuses on bright colors, 90s culture, and kiddie, childish themes. That's why that word kid is in the word. You'll see a lot of highly saturated images with a neon or primary color, so red, yellow, blue color scheme. Though sometimes I have seen pink, blue, purple mixed together. I really like those three colors together. I think I'm very I'm into cool tones a lot, so I like those three colors together. You'll see a lot of toys like Beanie Babies, worm on a string. My little worm on a string dangling right here. Furbies, plastic beads, candy, or other candy that ravers wear. 80s cartoons like Care Bears and My Little Pony. Also, stickers are very popular. People use a lot of Lisa Frank stickers. But lately I've been feeling very iffy about her and her brand, so I just kind of stay away from that. Another popular thing I see with Kidcore is Takashi Murakami's rainbow flower. I see that like whenever people would edit their pictures like Kidcore style, they'll put that flower on there. That kind of overlaps with another aesthetic called Hobbycore, which BTS fans made for one of the members, J-Hope. And for the fashion portion of the aesthetic, people will wear things like denim overalls, striped socks, shoes covered with stickers, and then they'll top it off with a few accessories like some funky earrings and like a few candy bracelets. And because of all these things, Kidcore often gets confused with Decora fashion. So today, I want to set the record straight and let y'all know the differences between the two things. There is definitely some overlap. They do have some similarities, but on one hand, Kidcore is an aesthetic, whereas Decora is a fashion style. So like I explained in the beginning of the video, aesthetic is basically an overall theme, so it can deal with pretty much anything: interior design, architecture, culinary arts, literary arts, theater arts, art, music. But fashion is a lot more specific. It is part of the aesthetic umbrella, but fashion is limited to things worn on a person's body. So that would have to be like clothing, accessories, makeup, hair. So TLDR, fashion includes aesthetic, but aesthetic doesn't always include fashion, which means you can create a Kidcore aesthetic Decora look, but not all Kidcore and Decora looks are the same. I hope that makes sense and that I worded it correctly, but yeah. But some other difference are that Decora started in the 90s in the streets of Japan, whereas Kidcore started decades later in the 2010s in the West. Another big difference is that Kidcore is all about bright colors, like color, you want that color, whereas with Decora, colors are not as important. Like I explained in my What is Decora fashion video, you can create Decora outfits with a black or white color scheme, a pastel color scheme. It doesn't have to be highly saturated bright colors. And then the last difference is that with Decora, you really want to like overload your accessories, because accessories is the main focal point of Decora. But with Kidcore, just like 1 or 2 bracelets is fine. Accessories are not so important with it. So, yeah, that's that. I have no idea how to end this video, but yeah, just wear whatever you want to, have fun with fashion, experiment with different styles. Make sure you sit up straight so that your back won't start hurting at the end of the video. And don't forget that you're amazing. Alright, take care, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!